They were pulling a digital truck down an accident proving ground, and afterward they showed this picture, which is under through a piece of clear Lexan. And we had the option to see the support and the suspension, and it's undeniably painted. And you might be asking why everything's painted various varieties. Jordan can really talk through that since you've concentrated on more accident tests for the most part from IMYES and NISHA than anybody. So to discuss what things are painted, why, and afterward what we see here. Definitely. So only sort of stalling the variety exhibit here. So on the green, on the detachable sides, we see the lower control arm. So in view of the math, these seem to be fashioned lower control arms. The green, the red is the essential subframe or the support. So this is conveying the suspension, likely an enormous piece of the drive unit, the gearbox, etc. LS making essential associations of those control arms. In Load Up to the Vehicle, fundamentally today, we're plunging into a few entrancing experiences from Sandy Munro and his group at Munro, live zeroing in on their most recent destroy and examination of the Tesla Cybertrucks. Underbody Framework will likewise investigate related news and well-qualified feelings on Tesla's creative designing decisions. In this video, we'll examine the remarkable stepped steel upper control arm influence retention plan, primary changes, and Tesla's utilization of self-piercing bolts. Don't pass up these nitty-gritty bits of knowledge, and more before we begin. Try to stir things up around Town Button and buy into Tesla stock news for the most recent reports on Tesla and auto innovation. So let us kick this video off as of late. Sandy shared his contemplations on Tesla's new cutbacks and took serious areas of strength for and against established press's depiction of the organization. Munro, an assembling industry master and long-lasting Tesla ally, shields Elon Musk and features the huge developments brought to the world by Tesla, including the digital trucks. Progressed highlights. Munro called attention to that his perspectives on the cutbacks are very much informed because of his broad involvement with car fabricating. He contends that the cutbacks were a vital business choice and condemns news sources for their pessimistic twist on Tesla's circumstance. As per Munro, media substances, including CNN, frequently focus on emotionalism over exact answering to drive deals and commitment. Munro energetically guards Musk, underlining the visionary's accomplishments, for example, the advancement of rockets equipped for arriving at Mars, and the acknowledgement of electric vehicles. He explicitly makes reference to the Cybertruck's developments, including its 48V vehicle engineering Ethernet, Ether Circle framework, back tire guiding, and steer-by-wire innovation. Munro states that no other individual or organization has the boldness and knowledge to embrace such pivotal tasks. Beside this, let us additionally center around the underside of the Tesla digital truck. Sandy Munro calls attention to a surprising piece of plastic over the front suspension of the Tesla digital truck. This piece, which Sandy guesses may be an air conduit or a mud gatherer, stands apart on the grounds that it's not something regularly found in vehicle plans. He raises worries about the quantity of clasp utilized, which could prompt possible issues with mud collection and consumption. Over the long run, the Munro Live Group dives into the digital truck suspension framework, zeroing in on the exceptional utilization of a solitary stepped steel upper control arm. This is unconvoyed on the grounds that most automakers commonly use multi-piece stepped steel weldments or fashioned aluminum for better strength and sturdiness. Anyway, in the Cybertruck's plan, the upper control arm isn't load-bearing. Rather, the lower control arm takes the majority of the heap. This inventive plan decision considers a less difficult and possibly more cost-effective suspension design. Tesla has designed this plan to guarantee that screws stay in salvageable shape upon influence, which fundamentally adds to the vehicle's accident assurance and regular sturdiness. The underlying components are consistently coordinated, giving both security and proficiency in engrossing shocks and effects. This mix implies that the digital true can deal with unpleasant territories and unforeseen impacts without undermining its primary honesty Munro centers around the digital truck's underbody, featuring its arrangements for influence ingestion. Tesla has designed this plan to guarantee that fasteners stay in one piece upon influence, which essentially adds to the vehicle's accident security and ordinary strength. The underlying components are flawlessly coordinated, giving both security and productivity in retaining shocks and effects. This joining implies that the Cybertruck can deal with harsh landscapes and startling impacts without undermining its underlying respectability. The underbody includes decisively positioned parts that circulate the effect power all through the construction, limiting harm to basic regions. By guaranteeing that the effect powers are spread across the whole edge, the plan decreases the probability of confined harm, which can be more extreme and exorbitant. To fix this additionally assists with keeping up with the vehicle's steadiness and dealing with during many AAN's influence, guaranteeing that it stays controllable and protected to drive by keeping the fasteners and different latches secure. The digital true diminishes the gamble of parts disconnecting during an impact, which could some way or another lead to additional harm or security risks. Free parts can become shots or cause extra harm to the vehicle's basic frameworks. For example, the drivetrain or battery. This vigorous affixing procedure improves, generally speaking, vehicle security and lifespan, building up Tesla's obligation to delivering strong and dependable vehicles. Munro's group dissects potential adjustments Tesla made to the digital truck's underbody. These changes could modify the space between parts to work with wheel cracking and compromise the suspension framework. During an accident, the utilization of enormous fasteners in unambiguous regions could deliberately debilitate these segments, permitting them for controlled deformity and energy ingestion. Tesla's methodology includes making foreordained weak spots that help oversee and assimilate crash energy all the more successfully by debilitating explicit regions with huge fasteners. The plan permits these segments to disfigure in a controlled way during an effect. This controlled deformity assists with disseminating energy away from the traveler lodge and basic primary parts, improving by and large well-being. Additionally, these changes can work on the vehicle's presentation in crash tests, guaranteeing that it satisfies rigid security guidelines. The plan safeguards tenants, as well as helps protect the uprightness of fundamental frameworks, like the battery and drivetrain, by coordinating effect powers from them. Yet the Tesla excursion doesn't stop there. Each day is a thrilling revelation with promising and less promising times, which makes it considerably really fascinating. That is the way Tesla continues to accumulate an ever-increasing number of financial backers into its dark hole. However, do you have any idea who else shares in Tesla? Good faith, that would be the present support, looking for alpha with regards to Tesla's great development. It's not just about seeing from the sidelines for Tesla bulls and those with a sharp eye for uncovering the following securities exchange diamond. Looking for alpha is your all-in-one resource offering, the most recent on Tesla stock, cost targets, Tesla advancement, and all that. Elon Musk evade the counter-Tesla commotion of the Lamstream media. Looking for alpha is the best pro-Tesla news source on the web. Tapping on the subsidiary connections in the portrayal and making a buy might procure our channel a bonus. Gratitude for your help returning. Sandy notes the Cybertruck's hard-mounted fixed support to the rails for compelling primary burden. Passing this plan decision guarantees that the primary burden is dispersed productively